Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone, and enough respected brothers out there pushing and spreading the gospel of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, to the four corners of the world. Now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, I just want to do a quick lesson on this article, which is entitled, as Trump says, there are methods for serving a third term. Here's what to know about the 12th and the 22nd Amendment. Right? I'm going to go into these articles, and Lord willing, this be edifying. But before we get into it, this is the inspiration for this article. The reason I think it's interesting is because the anarchy and civil unrest is part of the woes that the Lord has prepared for this place. And we read an account of that in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and starting from verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand." Okay? So one people shall stand up and fight against another, whether it be country by country, or whether it be race wars, right? But in any case, it's going to be a violent war, a war where people have swords in their hands. Verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men." You look up the word sedition. Oh, Salakia. All right, let's look up. Sedition means conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, right? So people are going to be riled up, right? They're going to be agitated. But that stress, whatever it is that motivates them, will motivate them to a point where they become killers, right? People will be deadly. They will take matters into their own hand. And what it says, there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And when you start seeing things like this, it isn't difficult for you to imagine what's written in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. The main part being sedition amongst men, and people not regarding their kings nor princes. Because of things like this, because you have men, who rule as though the people they rule over are nothing, right? And so, finishing off on that, it says, "And the course of their action shall stand in their power." All right. So let's get into that article, and this is going to be a very quick video. It says President Trump has periodically floated the idea of serving a third term in office since his first re-election campaign, and seemed to double down on it Sunday during an interview with NBC News, suggesting there are methods to do it despite term limits set by the 12th and the 22nd Amendment in the United States Constitution. Let me see. It says Trump has made a number of comments about term limits and his time in office, although it's unclear if he was serious. In July, he repeatedly told attendees at a conservative Christian event that they wouldn't have to vote anymore if he was elected in office in 2024. Some saw the comment as a threat to not leave office after a second term. This man, the word they use for him is very volatile. He's uncontrollable. Just like Nero, he's in the spirit of Nero, man. He thinks he can just do whatever it is that he wants. It says Christians get out to vote just in time. He said during a speech at a Believers Summit, an event hosted by the conservative advocacy group Turning Point Action. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years. You know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. It sounds like a man who is planning on getting drunk with power and not leaving office. And there are people are right to be skeptical of it. Now, this was a comment he made a while back in 2020. The article that I'm going to read next, or that the article that I started with, is going to go into another recent comment that he made that seems as though he's doubling down on his plan here. It says Trump has mentioned the idea of a third term more than once. In August 2020, he said he would win that election and then go another 4 years because they spied on my campaign, according to Forbes. A month later, he told crowds he would negotiate one more time in office, saying that he was probably entitled to another 4 after 2020 based on the way we were treated. In April 2024, Trump told the Time magazine that he intends to serve 4 years and do a great job, and wouldn't be in favor of an extended term. But during a 2024 speech for the National Rifle Association, Trump asked supporters if he would be considered 3-term or 2-term. Since losing the 2020 election, Trump repeatedly falsely claimed that he had won. And this man is trying to rally up support. He has these, relatively aggressive patriots, American patriots, to back him up. I mean, look at what he incited during January 6th. Okay? When, people should not, act like fucking zombies when we read scriptures like this to them. This is a very, a highly probable part of reality. That's why the scripture says that after all this, they simply will learn nothing but through death by pain. Okay? For because of their pride, they are too proud to listen. They are too proud to believe that someone has control over their lives. Because of their pride, cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but they shall destroy their houses with the sword. Because when they come up, when in sedition, they come up against their kings, princes, and they throw down their government, and there's complete absence of structure and law, society is going to collapse. And as a result of that, men are going to be desperate. And it says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbors, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their good, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. This is what is destined for them that dwell upon the world, right? Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So let's get to the other article. It says Mr. Trump has mentioned staying in office after his current second term ends on numerous occasions, stretching back to his first administration. On a campaign trail in 2020, he told attendees in a rally in Minden, Nevada, that he believed he will win that year's election. He believed that he would win that year's election against Joe Biden, and went on to suggest that he could take the White House for a third term afterwards. We are going to win 4 more years in the White House, and then after that, we'll negotiate, right? Mr. Trump said at that time, because we're probably based on the way we are treated, we are probably entitled to another 4 after that. It was unclear at that time if Mr. Trump meant what he said, but the comment stoked national discourse about whether he would or could truly attempt to flout the 2-term limit. It says those questions began to crop up again after the president's recent remarks to NBC News, in which he said during a phone interview from Mar-a-Lago that he was not joking about trying to serve a third term in the White House. There are methods which you could do it, said Mr. Trump. Although, he added, it's far too early to think about it. When asked by NBC's Kristen Welker about a hypothetical scenario where Vice President J.D. Vance won the next election and handed the authority back to him, he said that that could be one way to end up in office for a third term. Okay, you have people on social media making videos about assassinating, Trump while he's in office. People are uh, there's a lot of spirits out there that are, you know, that are crazy right now. And very soon we're gonna see what it means for the Lord to turn up the primal instinct of men, and people are gonna be like animals. It's gonna be like the law of the jungle, survival of the fittest. And that's when you're gonna understand how cruel a man can be, because this uh, uh, um, lifestyle that Esau has built on lies, has kind of, um, suppressed the cruelty in men. We still see it, you read it in news, but it's not on a massive scale. Majority of people are able to what? Are able to live without showing what they're capable of, because of how easy life is right now. Because they could just do their 9 to 5, because they have their television shows. But wait until all these things are taken out. Wait until your tap, your sink ain't running no more. Wait until the grocery stores close to you are running out. And that's how you're going to know how evil man can be. Then people are going to feel the wrath, man. How they're going to feel the Lord's pain when he had all these blasphemous around, blaspheming his name, when he had his own nation going against other gods and renouncing him. But there are others too. There are others, Mr. Trump continues, declining to elaborate when he asked. So this is what's going on. This is a potential event that could happen. So this video is just for us to stay vigilant. Brothers can keep reading on the article. You can just look at the title, and type it in. This is CBS News. Okay, and the other one was also CBS News. Okay. Brothers can read the rest of the article for themselves. But this was just so we can stay informed and, keep in mind another possible event, right? Doing our job as a watchman pursuant to the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. And for us to what? Be further rooted in the faith and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yashai for strengthening us, by giving us informations like this that boost our faith, that prove the truth that we speak in his name. So with that, I'm going to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Ruach HaKodesh, and Shalom Yahweh, Shalom Yahweh B'Hashem Yashai B'Rakatham. To all you Akims and Aquas still listening in truth and in sincerity, may the blessing of relation be upon our house, and may the Heavenly Father speedily deliver us from this place and swiftly bring judgment upon Babylon, so that the kingdom of heaven may be established. Until next time, Shalom.